SB's Academy, Learn English with Shucharita. Here is yet another episode on learning English, and the topic for today is from communicative grammar. We have already covered quite a few videos on modal auxiliaries, and we are going to focus on the proper communicative usage of modal auxiliaries. How modal auxiliaries are used for making polite conversation that eventually leads to the development of soft skills. So, take a look at the full screen and see what are we exactly going to learn today. We will learn how to make polite conversation in formal or semi-formal language, in professional and semi-professional contexts using modal verbs. We are going to learn the different ways of making, accepting, rejecting requests and offers. We will learn through the use of modal verbs how to seek permission, obey permission and deny permission, and give introduction in formal settings. We will learn the appropriate vocabulary structure and the key phrases and the art of making proper sentence structure concerning modals. Okay, so the first part that we are going to focus on is asking for permission. Again, you will have to take a look at the full screen over here, where we are taking a look at the probable questions that we often make while using modal verbs when we are asking for permission, and what happens when we are accepting the permission and when we are not accepting, like what are the key phrases to use. So, here is a table in front of you. Okay, now let's look at the chart. This is for asking for permission. First is, the first column that we can see is the list of questions using the modal verbs can or could largely, or do you mind, do you think, is it all right. These are the probable questions, some of which include modal verbs like can or could, when we are seeking permission to do something. And the second column is when we are giving out permission, when we are giving permission for something. Can I borrow your book for a day? When you agree to it. Yes, sure. When you do not agree to lend the book, that is saying no. Well, I am afraid I have to use this book for my examination that is coming up the following week. Okay? Now, let's come to the next set of key words and phrases that we often use when we are asking for permission. Could I possibly is a greater degree of politeness or formality that is involved over here. Is it all right if I borrow your book for a day? Could I borrow your book for a day? Do you think I could borrow your book for a day? Yes, of course. Yes, that's fine. Certainly. Well, suppose you are not willing to give permission. What will you say? Well, the problem is my other friend has already asked me for the book, so I cannot lend it to you right now. Next is, do you mind if I borrow your book for a day? No, not at all. No, of course not. You can borrow. When you are denying permission. Sorry, but my book has been sent for binding, for a hard binding. I cannot give it out at this moment. So, see, these are the catchphrases or the vocabulary structure that we often use when we are making a conversation, a polite, a formal, a semi-formal conversation in professional or semi-professional context. So, this brings us to the end of today's lesson. We are going to continue over the next 2 weeks with 2 more topics regarding the communicative usage of modal verbs. So, please stay tuned. Hope you have enjoyed today's lesson and wish you all a very happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to SB's Academy channel on YouTube for more such content. Follow SB's Academy's page on Facebook for SB's tips on grammar, vocabulary and communication skills in English. Don't forget to like and share the content. Leave your views in the comments and let us know what else would you like us to cover here. Happy learning.